Daily Devotion with Pastor Balla for November 15th, 2020, Daniel chapter 6, the Den of Lions. Yesterday we heard about the trap set for Daniel to refrain from worshiping God for 30 days or be put into the den of lions. There was no loophole for Daniel, so King Darius had no choice, even though he wanted to deliver Daniel. Verse 16, then the king commanded, and Daniel was brought and cast into the den of lions. The king declared to Daniel, may your God, whom you serve continually, deliver you. King Darius finally understood that Daniel would always worship God, and that no one would be able to stop Daniel from doing that. In a country that at the moment where we have religious liberty, we are free to worship, and we need to continue to exercise this liberty because, like Daniel, there are many forces trying to take it away from us. Verse 17, and a stone was brought and laid on the mouth of the den, and the king sealed it with his own signet and with the signet of his lords, that nothing might be changed concerning Daniel. Then the king went to his palace and spent the night fasting. No diversions were brought to him, and sleep fled from him. You can see King Darius's concern by his fasting and staying up all night worrying about Daniel. As in the previous verse, King Darius knew that only God could deliver Daniel, and King Darius was hoping that God would deliver, where the king could not deliver Daniel. Verse 19, then at the break of day the king arose and went in haste to the den of lions. And he came near to the den where Daniel was. He cried out in a tone of anguish. The king declared to Daniel, O Daniel, servant of the living God, has your God, whom you serve continually, been able to deliver you from the lions? King Darius recognized that Daniel was a servant of the living God. It's a beautiful realization that other gods are just fake, made of materials from the earth. But God, the only God, is living. I like how the angels say it on the day of the resurrection. Luke chapter 24, verse 5. And as they were frightened, they bowed their faces to the ground. The men said to them, why do you seek the living among the dead? Jesus is the living God. So why were they looking in a tomb for the living God? And Daniel is a servant of the living God. So Daniel now gets to respond to the king. Verse 21, then Daniel said to the king, O king, live forever. Daniel gave the appropriate response, O king, live forever. Daniel didn't hold this against the king. Verse 22, my God sent his angels and shut the lions' mouths, and they have not harmed me, because I was found blameless before him. And also before you, O king, I have done no harm. Verse 23, then the king was exceedingly glad and commanded that Daniel be taken up out of the den. So Daniel was taken up out of the den, and no kind of harm was found on him, because he had trusted in his God. And the king commanded, and those men who had maliciously accused Daniel were brought and cast into the den of lions, they, their children, and their wives. And before they reached the bottom of the den, the lions overpowered them and broke all their bones in pieces. Yes, there would be a punishment for those who oppose God and God's servants. That final punishment will be on the last day. But sometimes God allows the punishment of evildoers here on earth as a reminder that there is a living God and that people should repent before it's too late. For Daniel's rivals, it was now too late. Join me again tomorrow as we have a special confirmation edition of the Daily Devotions. And then on Tuesday, we continue with King Darius's praise of God. God's peace and many blessings be with you. Thank you for watching, and please take an opportunity to share this video with others. If you have enjoyed these daily devotions, please consider making a donation to Peace Lutheran Church, 24024 West Main Street, Plainfield, Illinois, 60544. Thank you again for watching.